Hey everyone, today we're looking at something a little bit different. It's not the usual tech product I review. This is from Fanttik, I think that's how you say it, and it's an electric screwdriver. So let's take this for a spin. Alright, so this is it. This is the Fanttik NEX L1 Pro. But basically what they've done is they've tried to reinvent the screwdriver or the electric drill a little bit. And they started with the unboxing experience. They've definitely taken the Apple or the Samsung unboxing kind of experience here. They've put, kind of text everywhere. And as soon as you open it, you get, a little kind of instruction guide, basically detailing the main features of this screwdriver and what sets it apart from a regular screwdriver. And if we look at the screwdriver itself, so this is it here, immediately you'll see that the design is kind of weird. They said it's based on a boomerang shape, which I can see here. I mean, yes, it is kind of boomerang shaped, and it is very, very compact. So that's one of their key defining features as well. Now on the top here, you'll get a display, which I don't know many screwdrivers that have displays. Now, I'm not a screwdriver expert by any means, but this is probably the first one that I've actually used that has a display. Now, the display itself, it's not touchscreen or anything, but it does tell you the direction of travel, maybe. I don't know if that's the correct terminology, but the direction that the screw will go if you press the trigger right now. So the arrow is going this way, so that means it's going to screw screw into the thing. If you press this button here, you can change the direction. So now it's kind of pulling you're unscrewing it basically. So this one, you're screwing it in. This one, you're unscrewing it, you're taking it back out. Now this 6 here is a torque setting. So another headlining feature of this screwdriver is that it's got different torque settings. So 6 is the highest. So 1 is the lowest. I think it says at setting 1, it's 0.5 Newton meters of torque. Now, in the instructions, it says that this is good for drones, computers, laptops, and stuff like that. So if you are doing, screwing some screws or unscrewing, trying to, fix your drone or something, then you kind of want to keep it on a low torque setting so you don't damage anything. And then as you go up, there's torque level 2. Now, level 2 is actually 1 Newton meter. Now, it may have been better if they actually had these numbers correspond to the Newton meters, but it doesn't because it goes up by 0.5. So if we go at level 1, this is 0.5, and then this is 1 Newton meter, and then this is 1.5 Newton meters. So level 3 corresponds to 1.5, and then level 4 corresponds to 3, and then 5 corresponds to 4.5, and so on. At 6, it's actually 6 Newton meters. So from level 5, which is 4.5, to level 6, this jumps to 6. So it actually jumps 1.5 Newton meters between level 5 and 6, which is a little bit confusing, but that's the way they've done it. Now, it's got a trigger here, obviously, and it's like a stepless trigger, as they call it. Now, what does that mean? It means if you squeeze it lightly, it will kind of spin slowly. If you go all the way, it goes max speed. So yes, it's kind of like an analog-ish kind of trigger. So you can kind of ramp up and ramp down, and if you are dealing with smaller electronics, you might want to start at a nice slow speed. But if you're drilling into a piece of wood, it doesn't really matter. Then just floor it, and it goes max speed. Now I'm doing this a little bit backwards. You've already seen the screwdriver. But inside the actual case, so it does come with a case, which is this thing here. It's a pretty nice case, hard plastic case. The fit and finish could be better. There's kind of like a little gap on the edge of the case, but that's okay. It's only to protect the screwdriver, so not that big of a deal. So if you open this, inside you get a assortment of screw heads. It even has this star-shaped one, which a lot of electronics might have. So maybe your MacBook, for example, may have one of these screw heads. And also it comes with your traditional, Phillips head screwdriver, which is like this cross-shaped screwdriver that most things have. Or you have your flathead screwdriver, which is this one here. Now it's a bit disappointing that they only have one flathead screwdriver, so there's only one size. So if anything that's smaller, then you might have to find your own. So it does look like it's a standard hex-shaped kind of head here. So you should be able to find other heads that will fit into this screwdriver. So you should be fine. But it would be nice if they gave us a few different sized flathead ones. They gave us a whole selection of star-shaped ones, but I don't know why they didn't give us the most basic one. So here you also have a extender. So if whatever you're screwing is a bit deeper in and you need to reach in a bit further, send something like this. So you can pop this in here and then you can basically extend whatever bit you need on the end so that you get a little bit more reach. And everything here is also magnetic. So it's a good time to talk about this shark head that they talk about on their website. So that's this tip here on the end. So basically, as soon as you put your drill bit in, so like this one here, if you pop it in and you push it all the way in, it clicks and then this basically drops back down. And now it's in there now. It's not going to come out. There's like little teeth which grip onto it. As soon as you push it all the way in, it'll grip and then basically now it's stuck. Now, if you want to take it out, you have to raise this, and as soon as you do, it pops a little bit, and then you can take it out. Now, in the middle of this is it's like a magnet on the end here, inside there, and basically this is just a piece of metal. So if you pop it in, it will magnetically attach, and basically, yeah, it's stuck in there now. It's magnetic, and then you just push it, and then it clicks, and this thing is not coming out until you raise this shark head. All right, so another feature of this Fanttik NEX or NEX L1 Pro is that it's got a light at the front. So this ring is basically a ring of LEDs. So I think there's 3 LEDs here. Now, I guess that's not groundbreaking. A lot of drills have, lights at the front, but it's good to see that this also has it. So if I turn it on now, you'll see that there's a ring of LEDs here. There's only 3 LEDs. All right, so Fanttik did reach out to me and they asked me to check out their new screwdriver. I'm not a screwdriver expert, but I do, look at a lot of consumer tech, and they told me that they tried to reinvent the screwdriver. And I can see in 3 key ways where they've kind of done that. Firstly is in its design. It's very compact. They said it's based on a boomerang shape, which I can see here. And it fits in your hand nicely. The trigger is nice and large, but there is one thing I noticed immediately as soon as I held it. It's a bit top heavy. So this top bit here is quite a bit heavier than the handle. Not a big problem day-to-day use because you're not really holding this all day. You kind of, unscrew something, screw something, and then you'll be done with it. But you do notice it as soon as you hold it. It's like a tendency for it to like lean forward here. The next place that they did, I think, a pretty good job is the screen. Now, I'm, again, not an expert on screwdrivers, so this is the first one I've seen with a screen, and I think this arrow is probably the most useful thing. Now, I've used drills and screwdrivers where you have to flick a switch, which is kind of near here, that switches the direction of rotation, so whether you're screwing it in or screwing it out. And sometimes you just forget which way you're going, and then you're trying to do the thing, and it's not working. So if you look up here, there's an arrow. I think this is very intuitive. So as soon as you press it, basically the screen turns on and you can see immediately which way the screwdriver is going to turn and which way your screw is going to go. And I think that's very helpful. And the last place I think they kind of reinvented it a little bit, or actually brought the screwdriver to like the 21st century, is adding USB-C on the bottom here. And also it's basically a lithium-ion battery. So it's the same kind of battery stuff as like your phone and your laptop and stuff. So I think that in that respect, powering the screwdriver, they have brought it into the 21st century and kind of reinvented it. So that's about it for this video. Now, would I recommend it? Probably. I think as a hobbyist tool, I think it's pretty good. Now, as long as you don't already have one. If you already have one, then I don't think there's a need to replace your existing screwdriver with this. But I do think they kind of succeeded in reinventing the screwdriver, making it so compact, adding a screen, bringing it to the 21st century with USB-C charging. I think that those things are great. And I think all new screwdrivers should have these kind of features. But yeah, would you, ditch your old one and buy this one? Probably no need. I mean, it is a screwdriver. It's kind of a tool. So if your one's still working, there's no need to just throw it out and get this one. So I hope this was useful and thanks for watching.